What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We do have a pretty good chart going on for Bitcoin today. Let's see if this is going to be the breakout for Bitcoin out of a possible falling wedge pattern I've been charting, and that doesn't have to come into full development. We're going to be taking a look into, if possible, FOMO is going to be happening for Bitcoin right now, because I do see some reversal signals out of that breakdown we had yesterday, out of a small bear flag, rising channel, whatever you guys want to call it. So there could be some type of reversal that the bulls are putting in right here, and potentially more upside for Bitcoin. Okay, so we're going to be taking a look into this chart and see what it could give us in terms of what Bitcoin's next move could be. Is there going to be any FOMO coming in? Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right into the charts here. On the hourly time frame, okay, this is very important because as of yesterday, we did have a breakdown of a small bear flag there. Price target for this breakdown is about 81.5. Okay, 81.5, and the price action doesn't look like so it broke down from about 84.7. However, it is basically reversing right now. Now, what would I consider to be this reverse? What would I consider that this breakdown would have been invalidated? Well, I'm looking at the breakdown point here, which is basically right where I have the cursor at about 84.9. I'm just going to say 85,000, even if we can actually get an hourly candle close above 85,000 and hold that level, then this breakdown has been invalidated. Okay, I don't think there's a point for the price action to chase this rising channel pattern, because it's gonna close pretty soon, if you guys know what I mean. So I don't think there's a point for the price action to actually close back into this pattern in order for me to say that it's invalidated. If we actually get hourly candle closes in this case above the breakdown point, which in this case would be about 85,000, then I would say that this breakdown has been invalidated and there could be more upside coming for Bitcoin. Now, this is just my opinion and my opinion only. It's not financial advice, okay? You should always do your own research, thinking before making your own moves and how you look at this market, right? Don't just take my word for it. These are just purely my speculations, okay? I have been wrong and will be wrong again. It's just how you deal with it when you're wrong that also matters a lot as well. All right, so this is what I'm looking at for the hourly time frame. Let's go ahead and take a look into weekly time frame here. It's important, but not that important right now, because we already bounced off the weekly 50 SMA, and in this case, I will be zooming into the smaller time frames, which we did, into the hourly time frame, and see if we can get any kind of clues on what the next Bitcoin move could be. Okay, so this is the weekly time frame. I'm keeping an eye on it, but right now I think the smaller time frames are more important, right? 3-day time frame. We talked about this. 3-day double bottom here. Okay, we are still at that resistance range, 85 to 89,000. Very important, because quite a bit of moving averages coming in as resistance for Bitcoin and the crypto markets, because if Bitcoin drops, altcoins are going to drop. And if Bitcoin starts making some up moves here, then we could start seeing altcoins moving up with it. But I think there's going to be a little bit of a delayed reaction for a lot of the altcoins. Not all, but a lot of the altcoins are going to be delayed. And when Bitcoin consolidates, especially when Bitcoin makes a down move, you can see a lot of the altcoins are going to be making more of a down move. So currently on the 3-day time frame, we are at the 3-day 21 SMA, which is the blue line here. Okay. Very important resistance range, 85,000 to 89,000. Coming over to the daily time frame, we can see, we are right at the daily 50 SMA. We are above the daily 21 SMA. The important level I am looking at here would be the daily 200 SMA, which is currently at about 87.8. Okay, it is slightly moving upwards. The orange line, right? If we can actually get back above that and reclaim that level, looking very good for the bulls. And the next key level, 89,000, that is not a moving level because that we're looking at this double bottom here. 89,000 is going to be the neckline of this double bottom pattern. If the bulls are actually able to break out of this neckline, 89,000, then the price target would be about 104K. Price targets are only estimates, okay? It gives me a good idea of, it gives me a good gauge, right? But there are times where it's short of it, and there are times it just goes above it. So that is basically what I'm looking at. Some key levels to be paying attention to here. Okay, so, and also possibly, very possibly that we're going to get resistance going into those levels. Okay, so it's going to be a bumpy ride, probably. Okay, but Bitcoin could do something crazy and just completely shoot out of it. I've seen that as well. Now let's come over here to the daily time frame one more time. I want to point out something. Okay. And so basically yesterday, as of yesterday's candle close, right, you guys see that this red candle here is slightly below that previous red candle here. And on the RSI here, very subtle, it's also a little bit of a double bottom as well. I know some of you guys might point out that this bottom, the second bottom here, is slightly lower than the first bottom, but in my opinion, I have seen this anecdotally. In my opinion, I have seen this to work just like bullish divergence, which is a reversal indicator, right? And very small difference, right, in the second low, but in my opinion, I have seen it, and it worked just like a more clear bullish divergence. Okay, so in my opinion, I think there's bullish divergence here, and it could be playing out right now. Okay, come over here to the 12-hour time frame, right? Pretty clear double bottom, right, on the 12-hour time frame. We have one bottom here, second bottom here. Now this could be making some type of a W pattern, which is pretty bullish. And but I'm gonna look at this as a double bottom, right? Where the neckline is going to be about 86.5. Look for a 12-hour candle close above 86.5, which will be pretty bullish on this time frame here. Okay. Come over here to the stock market. Now we are flipping the stock market today. The stock market usually has very high correlation with Bitcoin. However, today it is down, while Bitcoin is actually rebounding. Okay. Some important points to be paying attention to the stock market here. This is the ES1 exclamation mark, which is S&P 500 mini futures. Usually highly correlated, not today. So weekly time frame bounced off 4,800. Okay, very important level, because if you guys zoom out on the weekly time frame, you guys would know what I'm talking about. A cup and handle breakouts, and we stock market retested that support level 4,800. If that does not hold, it's going to be 4,700 right now, which is where the weekly 200 SMA is. Right, very important moving average. Let's come over here to the daily time frame, where I still do see a higher low, right, in play, right, which is still a uptrend, right? You want to see higher highs and higher lows, open positions on higher lows. That's just the general rule of thumb. But risk managing is also the other part of the strategy, right? You don't just open positions and it's going to be an automatic win, right? You also have to risk manage. You also have to know when to get out, right? And you also have to have, you also have to open positions based on your own risk tolerance, right? So it's not just going to be opening positions on higher lows. That's not, that's the general rule of thumb, but how you manage it as well, and that's all on you, right? So that's basically what I'm seeing on the daily time frame. Still a higher low, so it still looks good on the daily time frame here. Now this is basically what I'm looking at today. If you guys do want to make any technical analysis requests on any altcoins, make sure to drop a comment below. I will answer and pick out a few and do some TA requests for you on this channel on my regular episodes. Okay? And make sure you guys are liked, subscribed, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a beautiful day.